Question 1. What year did the Battle of Agincourt take place, and what was its significance? A. 1415. It was a major English victory in the 100 Years' War. B. 1346. It marked the beginning of the 100 Years' War. C. 1453. It ended the 100 Years' War. D. 1066. It was part of the Norman conquest of England. Answer. A. 1415. It was a major English victory in the 100 Years' War. The Battle of Agincourt is notable for the use of the English longbow, which allowed the English to defeat a numerically superior French army. Question 2. Name the architect who designed the Millennium Dome in London. A. Sir Christopher Wren. B. Richard Rogers. C. Zaha Hadid. D. Norman Foster. Answer. B. Richard Rogers. Richard Rogers is known for his modernist and functionalist designs, including the Millennium Dome, now known as the O2. Question 3. In which year was the Magna Carta originally issued, and by which king? A. 1215 by King John. B. 1066 by William the Conqueror. C. 1485 by Henry VII. D. 1603 by James I. Answer. A. 1215 by King John. The Magna Carta is a landmark document in the history of democracy, outlining the principle that the king is subject to the law. Question 4. What is the primary function of the Welsh Assembly, known as the Senedd? A. To oversee national defence. B. To manage Wales' natural resources. C. To legislate on matters devolved from the UK Parliament. D. To elect the Prime Minister of the UK. Answer. C. To legislate on matters devolved from the UK Parliament. The Senedd has powers in areas such as health, education, and local government. Question 5. Who was the British monarch during the American War of Independence? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. King Henry VIII. D. Queen Elizabeth I. Answer. B. King George III. His reign saw the loss of the American colonies following the War of Independence. Question 6. Describe the main purpose of the Commonwealth of Nations. A. To promote economic cooperation among member countries. B. To maintain colonial ties. C. To foster international peace and security. D. To support political, economic, and social development. Answer. D. To support political, economic, and social development. The Commonwealth aims to improve the lives of its citizens through democracy, peace, and development. Question 7. Which British monarch succeeded Queen Victoria? A. Edward VII. B. George VI. C. Elizabeth II. D. George V. Answer. A. Edward VII. He was the eldest son of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, and his reign marked the start of the Edwardian era. Question 8. What historical event is commemorated by the poppy on Remembrance Day? A. The Battle of Britain. B. The end of the 100 Years' War. C. The signing of the Magna Carta. D. The end of World War I. Answer. D. The end of World War I. The poppy is worn to remember those who have died in military service since World War I. Question 9. Detail the main legal systems operating in the UK and specify their regions. A. Common law in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Civil law in Scotland. B. Civil law in England, Wales, and Scotland. Common law in Northern Ireland. C. Sharia law in specific regions. Common law throughout the rest of the UK. D. Common law nationwide, with local variations in each region. Answer A. Common law in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Civil law in Scotland. The UK has a unique legal structure where Scotland maintains its own civil law system, distinct from the rest of the country. Question 10. Who was the Prime Minister of the UK at the start of the National Health Service? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer B. Clement Attlee. The Attlee government was responsible for founding the NHS in 1948, marking a significant change in British healthcare. Question 11. What principle does the doctrine of parliamentary sovereignty establish? A. The monarchy has absolute power over the Parliament. B. The judiciary can overrule laws passed by Parliament. C. Parliament has the supreme authority to make or repeal laws. D. Local governments can legislate independently of Parliament. Answer C. Parliament has the supreme authority to make or repeal laws. This principle is a fundamental aspect of the UK's constitution. Question 12. Name the treaty that brought Scotland and England into a single sovereign state. A. The Treaty of Versailles. B. The Treaty of Union. C. The Treaty of Paris. D. The Treaty of Westminster. Answer B. The Treaty of Union. The 1707 Treaty of Union merged the parliaments of Scotland and England, forming Great Britain. Question 13. In what year did the Great Fire of London occur? A. 1666. B. 1603. C. 1756. D. 1848. Answer A. 1666. The Great Fire of London devastated much of the city, leading to significant rebuilding, including many designs by Sir Christopher Wren. Question 14. Who was the first female Speaker of the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Betty Boothroyd. C. Theresa May. D. Nancy Astor. Answer B. Betty Boothroyd. Elected in 1992, she was the first woman to hold this position, overseeing debates in the House of Commons. Question 15. What was the purpose of the Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284? A. To establish the Bank of England. B. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. C. To reform the education system in Wales. D. To declare the independence of Wales. Answer B. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. The Statute of Rhuddlan incorporated the Principality of Wales into the legal jurisdiction of England. Question 16. Identify the main authors of the Scottish Enlightenment. A. Robert Burns, Walter Scott, Robert Louis Stevenson. B. Adam Smith, David Hume, James Hutton. C. Charles Dickens, Jane Austen, Charlotte Bronte. D. Isaac Newton, Michael Faraday, Charles Darwin. Answer B. Adam Smith, David Hume, James Hutton. These figures were central to the Scottish Enlightenment, contributing significantly to economics, philosophy, and science. Question 17. What role does the Attorney General play in the UK government? A. Chief Legal Advisor to the Crown and Head of the Judiciary. B. Head of the Church of England. C. Chief Financial Officer of the UK government. D. Prime Minister's Chief Political Advisor. Answer A. Chief Legal Advisor to the Crown and Head of the Judiciary. The Attorney General advises the government on legal matters and represents the Crown in legal proceedings. Question 18. During which king's reign did the English Civil War begin? A. Charles I. B. Henry VIII. C. Edward VI. D. James I. Answer A. Charles I. His reign saw tensions between the monarchy and Parliament escalate into civil war. Question 19. What are the legal qualifications for jury service in the UK? A. Must be a British citizen over 21 years old. B. Must be a resident of the UK for at least 5 years and over 18 years old. C. Must be aged 18 to 75 and registered to vote. D. Must have a law degree or legal experience. Answer C. Must be aged 18 to 75 and registered to vote. These criteria help ensure that jurors are representative of the broader community. Question 20. Define the term hung parliament. A. When no single political party has an outright majority in the House of Commons. B. When Parliament is suspended by the monarch. C. When the Prime Minister resigns unexpectedly. D. When there is a tie in the vote for the Speaker of the House. Answer A. When no single political party has an outright majority in the House of Commons. A hung parliament may lead to a coalition government or minority government. Question 21. Who discovered the structure of DNA, including a British Nobel laureate? A. Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, and Marie Curie. B. James Watson, Francis Crick, and Rosalind Franklin. C. Charles Darwin, Alfred Wallace, and Gregor Mendel. D. Francis Crick, James Watson, and Maurice Wilkins. Answer D. Francis Crick, James Watson, and Maurice Wilkins. These scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize for their contributions to discovering the double helix structure of DNA. Question 22. What are the reserved powers of the Scottish Parliament? A. Defence, Foreign Affairs and Social Security. B. Education, Health and Housing. C. Policing, Justice and Environment. D. Economy, Sports and Culture. Answer A. Defence, Foreign Affairs and Social Security. Reserved powers are those not devolved to Scotland, remaining under the UK Parliament's control. Question 23. What significant legal reform did the Reform Act of 1832 achieve? A. It abolished the slave trade in the British Empire. B. It granted voting rights to women for the first time. C. It reformed the electoral system, increasing the electorate and reducing rotten boroughs. D. It established the National Health Service. Answer C. It reformed the electoral system, increasing the electorate and reducing rotten boroughs. This act was a major step towards the democratization of the British parliamentary system. Question 24. Who was the last British monarch of the House of Hanover? A. Queen Elizabeth II. B. Queen Victoria. C. King George VI. D. King Edward VII. Answer B. Queen Victoria. She was the last monarch of the House of Hanover, with her death marking the beginning of the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, later renamed the House of Windsor. Question 25. Explain the significance of the Glorious Revolution. A. It resulted in the establishment of the Commonwealth. B. It led to the adoption of the Magna Carta. C. It saw the replacement of King James II with William III and Mary II, cementing parliamentary sovereignty. D. It marked the beginning of the British Empire. Answer C. It saw the replacement of King James II with William III and Mary II, cementing parliamentary sovereignty. The Glorious Revolution is notable for the constitutional changes it brought about, emphasizing the balance of power between the monarchy and parliament. Question 26. What was the primary outcome of the Treaty of Union in 1707? A. The creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. B. The independence of Scotland from England. C. The establishment of the Commonwealth. D. The division of Ireland into Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Answer: A. The creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. The Treaty of Union merged the kingdoms of England and Scotland into a single sovereign state. Question 27. Who were the main combatants in the Wars of the Roses? A. The houses of Lancaster and York. B. The Normans and the Saxons. C. The British and the French. D. The Vikings and the Anglo-Saxons. Answer: A. The houses of Lancaster and York. This series of dynastic conflicts was fought between members of the House of Lancaster and the House of York for control of the English throne. Question 28. Detail the contributions of British explorers to the Age of Discovery. A. They discovered the New World and circumnavigated the globe. B. They primarily focused on exploring the British Isles. C. They led expeditions to the poles and the summit of Everest. D. They were instrumental in mapping the coastlines of Australia and New Zealand. Answer: A. They discovered the New World and circumnavigated the globe. British explorers like Sir Francis Drake and James Cook played significant roles in the Age of Discovery by exploring unknown territories and circumnavigating the world. Question 29. Which act formally established the Church of England's break from the Catholic Church? A. The Act of Supremacy of 1534. B. The Magna Carta of 1215. C. The Reform Act of 1832. D. The Act of Union of 1707. Answer: A. The Act of Supremacy of 1534. This act declared King Henry VIII the supreme head of the Church of England, marking the formal break with the Catholic Church. Question 30. What invention by James Watt contributed significantly to the Industrial Revolution? A. The steam engine. B. The spinning jenny. C. The cotton gin. D. The telegraph. Answer: A. The steam engine. James Watt's improvements to the steam engine were crucial to the Industrial Revolution, facilitating greater productivity and efficiency in various industries. Question 31. Who was the British Prime Minister during the Suez Crisis? A. Winston Churchill. B. Anthony Eden. C. Harold Macmillan. D. Clement Attlee. Answer: B. Anthony Eden. Eden was the British Prime Minister during the Suez Crisis of 1956, a significant event in post-war British foreign policy. Question 32. What was the primary purpose of the Domesday Book, commissioned by William the Conqueror? A. To record the outcomes of the Battle of Hastings. B. To serve as a guide for constructing castles. C. To assess the extent of the land and resources for taxation purposes. D. To document the laws of England. Answer: C. To assess the extent of the land and resources for taxation purposes. The Domesday Book was a comprehensive survey for administrative and tax purposes. Question 33. Which legislation granted independence to the Republic of Ireland from the UK? A. The Good Friday Agreement. B. The Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921. C. The Act of Union 1800. D. The Magna Carta. Answer: B. The Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921. This treaty ended the Irish War of Independence and established the Irish Free State, which later became the Republic of Ireland. Question 34. Name the British scientist who formulated the laws of motion and gravitation. A. Charles Darwin. B. Isaac Newton. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Michael Faraday. Answer: B. Isaac Newton. Newton's laws of motion and universal gravitation were foundational to the field of physics. Question 35. What is the significance of the Bill of Rights 1689 in British history? A. It granted women the right to vote. B. It established the principles of parliamentary democracy and the rule of law. C. It marked the beginning of the British Empire. D. It ended the Wars of the Roses. Answer: B. It established the principles of parliamentary democracy and the rule of law. The Bill of Rights 1689 laid the foundation for the constitutional monarchy in the UK. Question 36. Detail the origins and implications of the Charters of the Forest. A. They were agreements signed between rival kingdoms to share forest resources. B. They complemented the Magna Carta by re-establishing rights of access to royal forests for free men. C. They outlined the laws and regulations for the management of the British Navy. D. They were treaties that ended the Wars of the Roses. Answer: B. They complemented the Magna Carta by re-establishing rights of access to royal forests for free men. The Charters of the Forest were important for limiting the monarchy's power over land use and resources. Question 37. Who was the first Prime Minister of Great Britain? A. Sir Robert Walpole. B. Winston Churchill. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. William Pitt the Younger. Answer: A. Sir Robert Walpole. Often considered the first de facto Prime Minister of Great Britain, Walpole held office in the early 18th century. Question 38. What year did women gain the right to vote in the UK, and what were the qualifications? A. 1918. Women over the age of 30 who met minimum property qualifications. B. 1928. All women over the age of 21. C. 1832. Women who owned land worth more than £100. D. 1969. All women over the age of 18. Answer: A. 1918. Women over the age of 30 who met minimum property qualifications. This was a significant step towards gender equality in voting rights. Question 39. Detail the significance of the Battle of Britain during World War II. A. It was the first major military campaign fought entirely by air forces. B. It marked the first use of tanks in warfare. C. It was the final battle that ended World War II. D. It resulted in the liberation of France from Nazi occupation. Answer: A. It was the first major military campaign fought entirely by air forces. The Battle of Britain was crucial in preventing a German invasion of the UK. Question 40. Who led the parliamentary forces during the English Civil War? A. Oliver Cromwell. B. Charles I. C. Richard III. D. Henry VIII. Answer: A. Oliver Cromwell. Cromwell was a key figure in the parliamentary victory over the Royalists, later becoming Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland and Ireland. Question 41. What reforms did the Factory Acts introduce during the 19th century? A. The establishment of a minimum wage. B. Restrictions on child labour and setting of maximum working hours. C. The legalization of trade unions. D. The introduction of private health insurance for workers. Answer: B. Restrictions on child labour and setting of maximum working hours. These acts were crucial for improving working conditions in factories, especially for children. Question 42. Describe the significance of the Balfour Declaration. A. It was an announcement of British support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. B. It declared the independence of Scotland. C. It outlined the terms for the end of the First World War. D. It established the Commonwealth of Nations. Answer. A. It was an announcement of British support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. The declaration was a key moment in the lead-up to the establishment of the State of Israel. Question 43. In what year did the UK officially join the European Economic Community? A. 1957. B. 1973. C. 1981. D. 1992. Answer. B. 1973. The UK joined the EEC, later known as the European Union, in 1973, marking a significant shift in its economic and foreign policy. Question 44. Who was the monarch during the Victorian era, and what societal changes occurred during this time? A. Queen Victoria, industrialization and expansion of the British Empire. B. Queen Elizabeth II, the decolonization of Africa and the Caribbean. C. King George III, American War of Independence. D. King Edward VII, the introduction of social welfare programs. Answer. A. Queen Victoria, industrialization and expansion of the British Empire. The Victorian era saw significant social, economic, and technological changes, including the Industrial Revolution. Question 45. What was the main cause of the Peasants' Revolt in 1381? A. The introduction of the poll tax. B. The abolition of serfdom. C. Religious reforms. D. Land enclosures. Answer. A. The introduction of the poll tax. The revolt was primarily triggered by the imposition of a poll tax, which was seen as unfair by the peasantry. Question 46. Who composed the Enigma Variations and is considered one of Britain's greatest composers? A. Ludwig van Beethoven. B. Edward Elgar. C. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. D. Ralph Vaughan Williams. Answer. B. Edward Elgar. Elgar's Enigma Variations are among his most famous works, showcasing his skill and creativity as a composer. Question 47. Detail the British government's structure and the role of the Cabinet. A. The Cabinet is a committee of the House of Lords responsible for legislation. B. The Cabinet is composed of the Prime Minister and top-ranking government officials. It is the chief decision-making body in the UK government. C. The Cabinet is a group of advisors to the monarch, with no official power. D. The Cabinet consists of members elected by the public to represent different regions of the UK. Answer. B. The Cabinet is composed of the Prime Minister and top-ranking government officials. It is the chief decision-making body in the UK government. It plays a central role in policy-making and governance. Question 48. What led to the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922? A. The unification of Scotland and England. B. The independence of the Republic of Ireland. C. The accession of Wales into the United Kingdom. D. The annexation of the Isle of Man. Answer. B. The independence of the Republic of Ireland. The formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland occurred after the partition of Ireland and the establishment of the Irish Free State, now the Republic of Ireland. Question 49. Describe the changes introduced by the Great Reform Act of 1832. A. It granted universal suffrage to all citizens over the age of 18. B. It redefined the criteria for parliamentary representation, broadening the electorate and eliminating rotten boroughs. C. It abolished the monarchy and established a republic. D. It merged England and Scotland into a single parliamentary entity. Answer: B. It redefined the criteria for parliamentary representation, broadening the electorate and eliminating rotten boroughs. This act was a crucial step towards modernizing the British electoral system. Question 50. Who was convicted in the Gunpowder Plot of 1605, and what was their intention? A. Guy Fawkes, to assassinate King James I and restore a Catholic monarch to the throne. B. Oliver Cromwell, to overthrow the monarchy and establish a commonwealth. C. Charles I, to dissolve Parliament and rule as an absolute monarch. D. William Wallace, to gain independence for Scotland. Answer: A. Guy Fawkes, to assassinate King James I and restore a Catholic monarch to the throne. The Gunpowder Plot aimed to blow up the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament as part of a broader plan to instigate a Catholic revolt in England. Question 51. What was the significance of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle? A. It was the first comprehensive history of England, written at the behest of William the Conqueror. B. It documented the annual events of Anglo-Saxon England, providing a vital historical record. C. It served as the legal code for Anglo-Saxon England. D. It was a treaty between the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings. Answer: B. It documented the annual events of Anglo-Saxon England, providing a vital historical record. The Chronicle is a key source for understanding early English history. Question 52. Who was the first woman to be awarded a Nobel Prize in the UK, and for what was it awarded? A. Rosalind Franklin, chemistry. B. Dorothy Hodgkin, chemistry for her work on critical biochemical structures. C. Marie Curie, physics for her work on radioactivity. D. Ada Lovelace, an honorary Nobel in mathematics for her work on the analytical engine. Answer: B. Dorothy Hodgkin, chemistry for her work on critical biochemical structures. Hodgkin was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1964 for her work using X-ray crystallography. Question 53. What is the purpose of the Crown Prosecution Service? A. To defend the Crown in civil litigation cases. B. To provide legal advice to the government. C. To prosecute criminal cases in England and Wales. D. To oversee the appointment of judges. Answer: C. To prosecute criminal cases in England and Wales. The Crown Prosecution Service is responsible for prosecuting criminal cases investigated by the police in England and Wales. Question 54. Detail the process of devolution in the UK and its impact on national governance. A. Devolution refers to the decentralisation of power to local governments with no impact on national governance. B. It involves the transfer of certain legislative powers from the UK Parliament to Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and London, enhancing regional governance. C. It is the process by which the UK government grants independence to its former colonies. D. Devolution is the process of redistributing land from the aristocracy to the peasantry. Answer: B. It involves the transfer of certain legislative powers from the UK Parliament to Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and London, enhancing regional governance. Devolution has led to a more localised approach to governance in these areas. Question 55. Who is considered the founder of the British Royal Navy? A. Sir Francis Drake. B. King Henry VIII. C. Admiral Lord Nelson. D. Queen Elizabeth I. Answer: B. King Henry VIII. Often credited with founding the Royal Navy, he invested in building a powerful fleet, establishing the Navy's administrative and operational structures. Question 56. What are the main differences between the House of Commons and the House of Lords? A. The Commons is elected, while the Lords is largely appointed. B. The Commons is responsible for foreign policy, while the Lords handles domestic issues. C. The Lords can make laws, which the Commons cannot. D. Membership in the Commons is hereditary, while Lords members are elected for life. Answer: A. The Commons is elected, while the Lords is largely appointed. The House of Commons is composed of members of Parliament elected by the public, while the House of Lords is made up of appointed, hereditary, and bishop members. Question 57. Explain the significance of the Act of Settlement of 1701. A. It settled trade disputes between England and Scotland. B. It established Parliament's right to determine the line of succession to the throne. C. It settled land disputes in the American colonies. D. It established the Church of England as the official church. Answer: B. It established Parliament's right to determine the line of succession to the throne. The Act of Settlement ensured that only Protestants could inherit the British throne, a rule that has influenced the succession ever since. Question 58. What led to the Glorious Revolution, and who became the monarchs as a result? A. Discontent with Charles I's rule led to the crowning of Oliver Cromwell. B. The invasion by William of Orange, who became William III, alongside Mary II. C. The abdication of Edward VIII led to George VI becoming king. D. Henry VIII's break with the Catholic Church led to his daughter Elizabeth I becoming queen. Answer: B. The invasion by William of Orange, who became William III, alongside Mary II. The Glorious Revolution was a response to the unpopular Catholic reign of James II, resulting in the Protestant William of Orange and his wife Mary II taking the throne. Question 59. Detail the contributions of the Bronte sisters to English literature. A. They founded the Romantic movement with their poetry and novels. B. They were pioneers in feminist literature, focusing on women's independence and rights. C. They are known for their novels, which provided insightful commentary on the social and gender issues of their time. D. They introduced the detective fiction genre to English literature. Answer: C. They are known for their novels, which provided insightful commentary on the social and gender issues of their time. Charlotte, Emily, and Anne Bronte made significant contributions to English literature with works such as Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, and Aidan's Grey. Question 60. What role did the Levellers play in the English Civil War? A. They were a mercenary group hired by the Royalists. B. They were a political movement advocating for popular sovereignty, extended suffrage, and equality before the law. C. They were responsible for fortifying cities against siege. D. They were a naval faction that blockaded ports. Answer: B. They were a political movement advocating for popular sovereignty, extended suffrage, and equality before the law. The Levellers were influential in promoting democratic ideas during the English Civil War. Question 61. Who was responsible for the creation of the Metropolitan Police Service in London, and in what year? A. Sir Robert Peel in 1829. B. Winston Churchill in 1940. C. Queen Elizabeth II in 1952. D. King George III in 1760? Answer A. Sir Robert Peel in 1829. The Metropolitan Police Service, often regarded as the first modern and professional police force, was established by Sir Robert Peel, leading to police officers being nicknamed Bobbies. Question 62. What historical significance does the Battle of Trafalgar hold? A. It was a decisive naval battle that ended the Viking invasions of England. B. It marked the defeat of the Spanish Armada by the British fleet. C. It was a crucial victory for British naval forces over Napoleon's fleets. D. It signalled the start of British involvement in World War I. Answer C. It was a crucial victory for British naval forces over Napoleon's fleets. The Battle of Trafalgar in 1805 solidified Britain's naval dominance and prevented Napoleon from invading Britain. Question 63. Who were the suffragettes and what did they achieve? A. A group of women who campaigned for women's right to vote, achieving success with the Representation of the People Act 1918. B. Female soldiers who fought in World War I. C. A women's fashion movement in the 1920s. D. The first female members of the UK Parliament. Answer A. A group of women who campaigned for women's right to vote, achieving success with the Representation of the People Act 1918. The suffragettes used militant tactics in their struggle for female suffrage. Question 64. Detail the origins of the common law system in England. A. It originated from the Roman law system introduced during the Roman occupation. B. It developed through customs and judicial decisions, starting in the medieval period. C. It was imported from France after the Norman conquest of 1066. D. It was created by the Magna Carta in 1215. Answer B. It developed through customs and judicial decisions, starting in the medieval period. Common law in England evolved over centuries, based on the principles of precedent and judicial decisions. Question 65. What was the purpose and outcome of the Congress of Vienna, in which Britain played a significant role? A. To establish a new European order after the defeat of Napoleon. B. To begin the process of decolonization in Africa. C. To negotiate peace terms ending World War I. D. To create the European Union. Answer A. To establish a new European order after the defeat of Napoleon. The Congress of Vienna, 1814 to 1815, sought to restore stability and balance of power in Europe after the Napoleonic Wars. Question 66. Who was known as the Iron Lady and why? A. Queen Elizabeth won for her strong leadership during the Spanish Armada. B. Margaret Thatcher for her uncompromising politics and leadership style. C. Queen Victoria for her long and steadfast reign. D. Florence Nightingale for her pioneering work in nursing. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher for her uncompromising politics and leadership style. Thatcher earned the nickname Iron Lady for her strong-willed approach to leadership and her economic and political policies. Question 67. Describe the impact of the Black Death on medieval England. A. It led to the end of the feudal system. B. It caused a significant reduction in the population, leading to social and economic changes. C. It initiated the War of the Roses. D. It resulted in the establishment of the Church of England. Answer B. It caused a significant reduction in the population, leading to social and economic changes. The Black Death, which struck in the mid-14th century, dramatically decreased the population, affecting labour, social structures, and the economy. Question 69. Who were the Pilgrim Fathers, and what is their historical significance? A. Leaders of the Norman conquest of England. B. The founders of the first successful English colony in America, Plymouth Colony, in 1620. C. The first group to establish a democratic government in the British Isles. D. The architects of the Magna Carta. Answer: B. The founders of the first successful English colony in America, Plymouth Colony, in 1620. The Pilgrim Fathers are celebrated for their role in early American history and the establishment of religious freedom. Question 70. Detail the significance of Bloody Sunday in the context of Northern Ireland. A. The day when the British government granted independence to Ireland. B. A peaceful civil rights march in Derry that turned violent when British soldiers shot and killed 14 unarmed demonstrators in 1972. C. The start of the Industrial Revolution in Belfast. D. The signing of the Good Friday Agreement. Answer: B. A peaceful civil rights march in Derry that turned violent when British soldiers shot and killed 14 unarmed demonstrators in 1972. Bloody Sunday was a pivotal event in the Northern Ireland conflict, heightening tensions and contributing to further violence. Question 71. What reforms were introduced by the welfare state in post-war Britain? A. The establishment of the National Health Service, expansion of Social Security, and introduction of state education up to the age of 15. B. The introduction of the euro as the national currency. C. The privatization of state-owned industries. D. The reduction of the voting age to 16. Answer: A. The establishment of the National Health Service, expansion of Social Security, and introduction of state education up to the age of 15. Post-war reforms aimed at providing comprehensive social security and public services to all citizens. Question 72. What was the significance of the Battle of the Somme in World War I? A. It was a decisive victory that ended the war. B. It marked the first use of tank warfare. C. One of the largest battles of World War I, it is noted for its high casualties and the limited territorial gain achieved. D. It led to the capture of Berlin by Allied forces. Answer: C. One of the largest battles of World War I, it is noted for its high casualties and the limited territorial gain achieved. The Battle of the Somme epitomizes the brutal trench warfare and the human cost of the war. Question 73. Who was the first British astronaut to visit the International Space Station? A. Tim Peake. B. Helen Sharman. C. Richard Branson. D. Michael Foale. Answer: A. Tim Peake. Tim Peake became the first British astronaut to visit the International Space Station in December 2015, conducting experiments and engaging the public with the science of space exploration. Question 74. Detail the Charter of Liberties and its importance in English constitutional history. A. It was the first document to grant rights to all citizens of England, predating the Magna Carta. B. Issued by Henry I in 1100, it promised the protection of church rights, protection for the barons from illegal imprisonment, and limitations on feudal payments to the crown. C. A peace treaty that ended the English Civil War. D. The charter that officially recognized the colonies in America. Answer: B. Issued by Henry I in 1100, it promised the protection of church rights, protection for the barons from illegal imprisonment, and limitations on feudal payments to the crown. The Charter of Liberties is seen as a precursor to the Magna Carta in establishing principles of freedom and justice. Question 75. What led to the abolition of the slave trade in the British Empire? A. The loss in the American War of Independence. B. Economic pressures and moral campaigns led by figures such as William Wilberforce culminated in the Slave Trade Act 1807. C. The Magna Carta explicitly prohibited slavery. D. The defeat of Napoleon at Waterloo. Answer B. Economic pressures and moral campaigns led by figures such as William Wilberforce culminated in the Slave Trade Act 1807. This landmark legislation made it illegal to engage in the slave trade throughout the British Empire. Question 76. Who was the first female to hold the position of Lord Chancellor in the UK? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Theresa May. C. Elizabeth Butler Sloss. D. Liz Truss. Answer D. Liz Truss. Liz Truss made history by becoming the first female Lord Chancellor, the highest officer of the Crown responsible for the judiciary and the judicial system of England and Wales in 2016. Question 77. Describe the Tudor dynasty and its impact on British history. A. A dynasty that ruled Scotland and saw the union with England. B. The dynasty that presided over the exploration of the New World. C. A dynasty that reigned from 1485 to 1603, known for significant religious and political changes, including the establishment of the Church of England. D. A short-lived dynasty that was replaced by the Stuarts after a civil war. Answer C. A dynasty that reigned from 1485 to 1603, known for significant religious and political changes, including the establishment of the Church of England. The Tudor period was a time of transition, setting the stage for modern British history. Question 78. What was the significance of the Mary Rose? A. It was the first ship of the Royal Navy to circumnavigate the globe. B. A warship of Henry VIII's navy. It sank in 1545, and its recovery in the 20th century provided invaluable insights into Tudor maritime history. C. It was the flagship of the Spanish Armada. E. The first steam-powered vessel in the Royal Navy. Answer B. A warship of Henry VIII's navy. It sank in 1545, and its recovery in the 20th century provided invaluable insights into Tudor maritime history. The Mary Rose is a significant archaeological find, offering a snapshot of Tudor naval life. Question 79. Who are considered the key figures in the establishment of the British welfare state? A. Winston Churchill and Margaret Thatcher. B. Clement Attlee and William Beveridge. C. Elizabeth I and Mary Queen of Scots. D. Tony Blair and Gordon Brown. Answer B. Clement Attlee and William Beveridge. The post-war Labour government under Clement Attlee, guided by the Beveridge Report, authored by William Beveridge, laid the foundations of the British welfare state, aiming to combat the 5 giant evils of want, disease, ignorance, squalor, and idleness. Question 80. What event is marked by Guy Fawkes Night, and who was Guy Fawkes? A. The restoration of the monarchy in 1660. Fawkes was a monarchist. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. Fawkes was one of the barons. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. An attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Fawkes was one of the conspirators. D. The Battle of Hastings. Fawkes was a military leader. Answer C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. An attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Fawkes was one of the conspirators. Guy Fawkes Night, or Bonfire Night, is observed on November 5th to commemorate the foiling of the plot, and is marked by fireworks and bonfires. Question 81. How did the Industrial Revolution transform the UK's society and economy? A. By shifting the economy from agricultural to technology-based. B. By moving the population from rural areas to urban centers and significantly increasing manufacturing and technological innovation. C. By decreasing the population in urban areas. D. By focusing the economy solely on the export of raw materials. Answer: B. By moving the population from rural areas to urban centers and significantly increasing manufacturing and technological innovation. The Industrial Revolution marked a major turning point in history. Almost every aspect of daily life was influenced in some way. Question 82. What are the principles of the British Constitution? A. The rule of law, parliamentary sovereignty, and the separation of powers. B. The divine right of kings, absolute monarchy, and feudalism. C. Centralized power, divine rule, and militarism. D. Direct democracy, republicanism, and federalism. Answer: A. The rule of law, parliamentary sovereignty, and the separation of powers. These principles underpin the UK's uncodified constitution, shaping its political structure and governance. Question 83 detailed the significance of the Battle of Waterloo. A. It was a decisive victory that ended the Viking invasions of England. B. It was the final defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, ending his rule as Emperor of the French and marking the end of the Napoleonic Wars. C. It marked the beginning of the British Empire's global dominance. D. It led to the signing of the Magna Carta. Answer: B. It was the final defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, ending his rule as Emperor of the French and marking the end of the Napoleonic Wars. The Battle of Waterloo in 1815 is one of the most famous battles in European history. Question 84. What led to the creation of the United Kingdom in 1801? A. The union between England and Scotland. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The Acts of Union 1800, which joined the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland into a single state. D. The victory in the Battle of Waterloo. Answer: C. The Acts of Union 1800, which joined the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland into a single state. This act created the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, which later became the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Question 85. Who was the longest-serving Prime Minister of the 20th century in the UK? A. Winston Churchill. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Tony Blair. D. Sir Robert Walpole. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher. Serving from 1979 to 1990, Thatcher is the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century and the first woman to hold that office. Question 86. Describe the Good Friday Agreement and its importance. A. It was an agreement that ended the English Civil War. B. It marked the beginning of the British Empire. C. It was a peace agreement signed in 1998 that helped to end the conflict in Northern Ireland. D. It established the Church of England. Answer: C. It was a peace agreement signed in 1998 that helped to end the conflict in Northern Ireland. The Good Friday Agreement was a major political development in the Northern Ireland peace process. Question 87. What was the enclosure movement and how did it affect British agriculture? A. The process of consolidating small landholdings into larger farms since the 18th century, leading to increased productivity but also social displacement. B. A movement to enclose urban areas with walls. C. A conservation effort to protect rural England. D. The industrialization of agriculture in the 20th century. Answer: A. the process of consolidating small landholdings into larger farms since the 18th century, leading to increased productivity but also social displacement. This movement dramatically altered the landscape and society of rural England. Question 88. Who were the Roundheads and the Cavaliers? A. Competing teams in the British national sport of cricket. B. Political parties in the UK Parliament. C. Nicknames for the parliamentary and royalist forces, respectively, during the English Civil War. D. Explorers representing the British Crown. Answer C. Nicknames for the parliamentary and royalist forces, respectively, during the English Civil War. The Roundheads supported Parliament, while the Cavaliers supported King Charles I. Question 89. Detail the British exploration of Antarctica and name a key explorer. A. James Cook, who first crossed the Antarctic Circle. B. Sir Francis Drake, known for circumnavigating the globe. C. Sir Ernest Shackleton, noted for his expeditions to Antarctica, including the Endurance Expedition. D. Charles Darwin, who studied species evolution in the Antarctic. Answer C. Sir Ernest Shackleton, noted for his expeditions to Antarctica, including the Endurance Expedition. Sir Ernest Shackleton is renowned for his leadership during the Endurance Expedition, which aimed for a trans-Antarctic crossing. Question 90. What was the Corn Laws and their impact on British society? A. Laws regulating the import and export of corn, leading to economic distress and protests. B. Legislation that established corn as the official currency of Britain. C. A series of laws that mandated the planting of corn in rural areas. D. Legal codes that protected corn growers from overseas competition without any impact on society. Answer A. Laws regulating the import and export of corn, leading to economic distress and protests. The Corn Laws were tariffs and restrictions on imported grain designed to keep grain prices high to favour domestic producers, leading to widespread economic distress and contributing to protests and demands for reform in British society. Question 91. Who wrote A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, and what was its significance? A. Mary Wollstonecraft. B. Virginia Woolf. C. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. D. Jane Austen. Answer A. Mary Wollstonecraft. A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, written by Mary Wollstonecraft in 1792, is one of the earliest works of feminist philosophy, arguing for women's education and the rationality of women as deserving of the same fundamental rights as men. Question 92. Detail the Battle of Hastings and its outcome. A. A naval battle where the British fleet defeated the Spanish Armada. B. A conflict in 1066 that resulted in William of Normandy's conquest of England. C. A skirmish between English and Viking forces with no clear outcome. D. The final battle of the English Civil War, leading to parliamentary victory. Answer B. A conflict in 1066 that resulted in William of Normandy's conquest of England. The Battle of Hastings was a pivotal moment in English history where William the Conqueror's forces defeated King Harold II's army, leading to the Norman conquest of England. Question 93. What reforms did the Representation of the People Act 1928 introduce? A. Granted suffrage to all men over the age of 21. B. Extended voting rights to women on the same terms as men. C. Abolished the property requirement for voting. D. Lowered the voting age to 18 for all citizens. Answer B. Extended voting rights to women on the same terms as men. The Representation of the People Act 1928 was a significant milestone in the fight for gender equality in Britain, extending voting rights to women on equal terms with men for the first time. Question 94. Who was Alfred the Great, and why is he significant in English history? A. A medieval king known for his legal reforms and the establishment of the English navy. B. The first monarch to unify the regions of England into a single kingdom. C. A Viking leader who conquered significant parts of England. D. The architect of the Magna Carta. Answer: A. A medieval king known for his legal reforms and the establishment of the English navy. Alfred the Great is significant for his defense of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms against Viking invasion, his efforts to promote education and legal reform, and his role in laying the foundations for a unified English kingdom. Question 95. Describe the role and powers of the Prime Minister in the UK. A. A ceremonial figure with no real power. B. The head of the military and the church. C. The leader of the government, responsible for running the country and making policy decisions. T. The official representative of the monarchy in Parliament. Answer: C. The leader of the government, responsible for running the country and making policy decisions. The Prime Minister of the UK is the head of the UK government, responsible for overseeing the operation of the civil service and the implementation of government policy, as well as representing the UK at home and abroad. Question 96. What was the East India Company, and what role did it play in British history? A. A charity organisation focused on poverty relief in India. B. A military group that defended British territories in the East. C. A trade company established to pursue trade in the East Indies but ended up ruling large areas of India. D. A cultural institution aimed at promoting British culture in Asia. Answer: C. A trade company established to pursue trade in the East Indies but ended up ruling large areas of India. The East India Company played a crucial role in the expansion of British influence in India and was instrumental in the establishment of British colonial rule in the region. Question 97. Who was responsible for the Elizabethan religious settlement? A. Mary I of England. B. Elizabeth I of England. C. James I of England. D. Henry VIII of England. Answer: B. Elizabeth I of England. The Elizabethan religious settlement was a series of laws and policies instituted by Elizabeth I that established the Church of England's independence from the Catholic Church, defining the practice of the Anglican faith. Question 98. Detail the origins and impact of the British Empire on world history. A. Originated from the discovery of the Americas, leading to global cultural exchange. B. Began with the Norman conquest of England, focusing on European expansion. C. Started with maritime explorations and trade, leading to colonization and a significant impact on global politics, economy, and culture. D. Emerged from the Industrial Revolution, primarily impacting technological development. Answer: C. Started with maritime explorations and trade, leading to colonization and a significant impact on global politics, economy, and culture. The British Empire became the largest empire in history and affected every part of the world through colonization, trade, the spread of language, law, and culture. Question 99. Describe the process and significance of Brexit. A. The process by which Britain expanded its territories in the 19th century. B. Britain's exit from the European Union, reflecting significant political and economic changes. C. A legal reform in Britain that significantly changed the education system. D. The signing of the Magna Carta and its impact on British constitutional law. Answer B. Britain's exit from the European Union, reflecting significant political and economic changes. Brexit, a portmanteau of Britain and exit, refers to the United Kingdom's decision to leave the European Union, an historic event with profound implications for the country's political and economic future. Question 100. Who was Henry VIII, and what were the major events of his reign? A. A 19th-century monarch known for his cultural reforms. B. The first king of United England, who established the Church of England. C. A medieval king known for his crusades in the Holy Land. D. The Tudor king, whose desire for a male heir led to the English Reformation, multiple marriages, and the establishment of the Church of England. Answer D. The Tudor king, whose desire for a male heir led to the English Reformation, multiple marriages, and the establishment of the Church of England. Henry VIII's reign is notable for his 6 marriages and the significant religious changes that took place in England, impacting the structure of the English Church and state.